Alright, so in this video we are going to start it's May-June 2007 paper 2. Question number 1 says the table shows the fares charged by a taxi company $1.20 per kilometer for the first 10 kilometers, then 80 cents for each additional kilometer after the first 10 kilometer. Calculate the fare of a journey for 8 kilometer. So it's under 10 kilometer. So what you are going to do, it's very simple. 1.20 charges per kilometer and the journey is for 8 kilometers. So we need to multiply and that will be equals to $9.60. That is your first part answer. For next part it says 24 kilometer. So for the first 10 kilometer the charges will be 1.20 times 10, right? And for the remaining 14 kilometers the charges are 80 cents. So that will be 0.80 in terms of dollars. So you need to add these two. That is equals to $23.2. That is the second part answer. Next one. Find the length of the journey for which the fare was $16. So for this part, I will make an equation. It says that 1.20 for the first 10 kilometers, right? And then 80 cents means $0.80 for X kilometers. I don't know the exact kilometers, but I know that the total fare is $16. All right. So that is an equation, and now we can solve it. So 1.20 it is 12, and when you shift 12 on the right side, it will be 16 minus 12, and that is 0.8 times x. 16 minus 12 it's 4, and 0.8 on the right side it will be divided by. So 4 divided by 0.8 it leads you to 5, right? That is equals to 5, the value of x. So the total journey was 10 at the initial plus 5 kilometers more. So that is 15 kilometers, the total length of the journey, and that is second part. For part B, it says that the table gives the times of high tides at a harbor. First part. Calculate in hours and minutes the length of time between the high tide on May 6 and the morning high tide on May 7. So basically we need to find out the difference of time between these two. So it's 11:20. It's B part 1. From 11:20 till 00:36. So we need to find out the difference of these two times. So what I will do, I will convert my time in 24 hours. And for that purpose, I need to add 24 hours in it, right? So now the time is 24:36 and I need to subtract 11:20. So 36 minus 20 leads to 16 and 24 minus 11 leads to 13. So the answer is 13 hours 16 minutes. That is your final answer. Alright, so that is first part answer. For second part, it says that given that the low tides occurred midway between high tides, calculate the time of the low tide on the afternoon of May 5. So that is very simple. You need to add these two times and then take a midpoint. So the times we have is 10 hours and 22:56. So when you add them, it will be 32:56, and we need to find out the exact midway. So that will be 2:16s are 32 and 2:28s are 56. So that is a mid time of low tide, and that is your answer. For C part, the height of a mountain is 1800 meters. It is suggested that this mountain has been worn away at an average rate of 0.15 millimeters per year. Assuming that the suggestion is correct, calculate the height of the mountain 20 million years ago. So firstly, what I will do, 20 million mean 20, and then we need to add 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? It's 0.15 millimeter per year, so I need to multiply 0.15 and divide it by 1000 because the unit is meters and it is millimeters, so I need to convert my unit as well. So now we need to simplify 3 zeros and 3 zeros are cancelled, and its value is 3000 meters, right? Now that 3000 meter has been worn away and the current height is 18 meters. So the total height of currently the mountain is, you need to add 1800 meters in it, and that will be 4800 meters. That is the current height of the mountain. It's question number 2 from the topic trigonometry. The diagram represents a framework BC, BD, BE, BCD, all the parameters we know. We need to calculate DBE. So first we need to find this angle. As you are dealing with right angle triangle, so you can apply cos here, and it will be, let's suppose I'm saying that this angle is x. So cos x equals to adjacent is 1.5 divided by hypotenuse is 1.9, and by using cos inverse you can find the angle, and that will be 37.87 degree. So that is your first part answer. For the next part it says AE. For next part AE, you can apply 10 here. Let's suppose the length of AE is y, so it will be 10, and 68 is equals to, opposite is 1.5 divided by the length of AE is y, so y is equals to 1.5 divided by 1068. You can find it easily, and that will be 0.61. That is your answer, part B. For part C it says BDC. So first let me highlight the angle B, D and C. So that is the angle. Let's suppose this angle is D here. So you can find out the angle by using law of sine here. So that will be 1.3 divided by sine D is equals to 1.9 divided by sine 76. Alright. So by doing cross multiplication and at the end inverse of sine, you can find the angle D, and that will be 41.6 degree. That is your answer. Next question number 3, part A, says express as a single fraction, and we have 6a and 9a in the denominator. So I will take LCM here, 6a and 9a, and now 7 multiplies with 9a minus 5 multiplies with 6a. 7 9s are 63, a minus 5 6 are 30a divided by 9 6 are 54a square. 63 minus 30, that is 33a divided by 54a square. Now we can start simplification. A and a square cancel. 3 11s are 33, and 3 1 3 18s are 54. So the leftover answer is 11 upon 18a, and that is your first part answer. Alright, for part B it says simplify 3b times b minus 1 minus 2b 2 times b minus 2b plus 2. Alright, so first I need to multiply. So 3b square minus 3b minus 2, as it is outside the bracket, and that is an identity of a minus b, a plus b. So that will be a square minus b square. So 2 square is 4, and now we can solve it. So 3b square minus 3b minus 2b square minus minus plus, and it's 8. So 3b square minus 2b square, that leads to b square minus 3b plus 8. Alright, and that is your final answer. After that, part C, it is from nth term. The nth term of the sequence S is n cube plus 2. The first 4 terms are 3, 10, 29, 66. Find the fifth term. So basically in first part, first part, the value of n is given, that is equal to 5. It says find the fifth term. So we have n cube plus 2, that is the expression given for nth term, and the value of n is 5. So it's simply 5 cube plus 2. 5 cube is 125 plus 2, and it is equals to 127. So that is your final answer of C part 1. For C part 2, it says the first 4 terms of another sequence are 4, 12, 32 and 70. By comparing S and T, write down the fifth term of T. Alright, so the terms T you have is 4, 12, 32 and 70. So we need to build a relation with this one, right? So if it's 3, it's 4. So for the first term, the difference is 1. For the second term, 10 and 12, the difference is 2. For the third term, 29 and 32, difference is 3. For the fourth term, difference is 4. And for the fifth term, the difference will be 5. So we need to add 5 in 127, and that leads to 132. That is your answer of second part. Alright, after that, an expression in terms of n for the nth term of T. So from the first part, what relation we have derived, that whatever the term is, the difference should be added, right? Let's suppose if you are talking about the first term, so 1 is added. If we are talking about the second term, 2 is added. Third term, 3 is added. Fourth term, 4 is added. Fifth term, 5 is added. So basically the working formula of t, it's quite simple for part B. So the working formula for Tn is n cube plus 2, that is already given for S term, and we need to add n in it, right? As I had shown you that whatever the term is, the number is added for term t, right? So that is n cube plus 2 plus n, that is your nth term expression for Tn, and that is your part B answer. Part D. On Monday, two girls, Jane and Susan, collected some seashells. Jane collected X shells and Susan collected 22 more than Jane. Alright. On Tuesday, Susan gave 60 of her shells to Jane. The table shows the numbers of shells each girl had on 2 days. Write down an expression in terms of for y in terms of x. Alright, so the question is quite simple, but you need to focus that we need to highlight the expression for Susan, right? So if you focus on Susan, on Monday she has 22 more than Jane, but on Tuesday she gave 60 of her shells to Jane. So if I say that, if I talk about Susan, so it's D part 1, right? So we are talking about Susan here. On Monday she has X plus 22, right? But on Tuesday she gives 60 of her shells, right? So she had given 60 shells. So what the portion has been left? So you need to find this one. So that will be x minus 38. So that is the value of y for Susan on Tuesday. Alright, for second part it says given that on Tuesday Jane had 3 times as many shells as Susan. Alright, write down and solve an equation in x. So the equation will be Jane had means that number of shells Jane had is 3 times. So Jane has x plus 60 and these shells are 3 times whatever Susan has, and that is x minus 38. So now we need to solve it. So x plus 60 equals to 3x times 3 times 38, it's 114, right? So you need to x shift on the right side, 3x minus x 2x, and 60 plus 144, it's 174, and you need to divide it by 2. So the value of x we got is 87, and that is your answer. Alright, so moving on to the next part B, and it says find the total number of shells the girls collected. So if you read the question carefully, so on Monday they are collecting some shells, right? So the shells they are collecting is basically x plus 22. You have the value of x, so it's 87 plus 87 plus 22, and it leads to 196, and that is your answer. Question number 4. In a survey, some students were asked which of 3 pictures label X, Y, and Z they preferred. The results are represented in the pie chart. Calculate the percentage of students who preferred X. So for first part, we need to find out the percentage. It's very simple. So the degree of number of X student is 216. We know that the total degree is 360, and we need to multiply it by 100 in order to convert it into percentage. That is equals to 60 percentage. That is your first part answer. For second part, find in simplest form the ratio of the numbers of students who preferred X to those who preferred to Y. Give your answer in the terms of M and N. So the number of students who preferred X is 216 degree, and who preferred Y is 96 degree. We need to simplify it. So starting with 2. So it's 2 tens are 20, carry is 16, so 2 8s are 16, and 2 4s are 8, 2 8s are 16, right? So now you can simplify it with 12. So 12 9s are 108, and 12 4s are 48. So the answer is 9:4. That is your final answer for second part. Part 3. Given that 44 students preferred Y, calculate the number of students who took part in the survey. Alright, so for part 3, how many students are preferred Y? So if the students are 44, right? So the angle of Y is 96 degree, as you can see here. If the total angle is 360, what is the total amount of students? So now you can easily do the cross multiplication. So that will be 44 times 360 is equals to 96 times t. So you can solve it. It will be 44 into 360 divided by 96. It gives you the value of 165. It means the total students are 165. Alright, so that is part 3 answer. Part B. In the diagram, A, B, C and D lie on a circle. It is from circle properties. The tangent to the circle at C meets the diameter AD. Now firstly, the tangent is perpendicular to radius, so this angle is 90 degree, right? Also it says diameter AD, and we know with the property of diameter that this angle is 90 degree. All right, so I have highlighted those two properties here. In the first part it says DAC, so DAC means that we need to find this angle, and for DAC it will be 66 divided by 2, that is the property, and it leads to 33 degree. That is your first part answer. In the next part it says DTC. DTC means that we need to find this angle, right? So if you consider that it is a right angle triangle, it is a right angle triangle because we have 90 degree. So the sum of angle we have is 180, right? So let's suppose if I say that this angle is T, so my equation will be T plus 90 plus 66 equals to 180, right? So that will be 90 minus 66, so you will get the value of T, and that will be 24 degree. That is your answer. For third part it says ADC, and ADC means that we need to find this angle ADC, right? This angle we need to find out. So we have the value of A and it's 33 degree, right? And again we are dealing with the right angle triangle because the green angle marked is 90 degree and this angle is 90 degree with the property of diameter. So for ADC my equation will be, let's suppose this angle is D, so I can say that D plus 90 plus 33 equals to 180, right? And you can solve here, so that will be 90 minus 33 leads to 57. So D is 57 degree. That is your third part answer. For fourth part it says ABC. For ABC the angle unknown we have is this one, right? And we have 4 points on circumference. That means we can apply cyclic quadrilateral. So for fourth part I can say that angle D plus angle B, this one is a small b, angle D plus angle B equals to 180. So B equals to 180. You can shift D on the right side, it will be minus and D is 57. So B is 123 degree. That is your answer. Question number 5 from the topic statistics. Emma noted the number of letters in each of the 25 words in an examination question. The results are in the table below. For this distribution, you need to find mode. The mode is highest frequency, and highest frequency is 6. So mode is 3. That is your first part answer. So for A part 2. After that, we need to find out median. The working formula is what? N plus 1 divided by 2. The value of n we have is 25. So I will place the value, so that will be 25 plus 1 divided by 2. 26 upon 2 is 13. Now we need to find out number 13 in this sequence, so that will be 2. 2 plus 6 it's 8, and 8 plus 5 it's 13. That means the median we have is 4. So median is equals to 4, and that is your answer. Alright, for A part 3 we need to find out the mean. Alright, the working formula for mean is summation of fx divided by summation of f. Alright, so we need to find fx here. So I will multiply these two, f into x. So 2 2s are 4, 6 3s are 18, 5 4s are 20, 5 5s are 25, 4 6 are 24, 0 into 7 0, and 8 3s are 24. And now I need to add all these values. So if you add all these values, it will be 4 plus 18 22 plus 20 it's 42, 42 plus 25 it's 67, 67 plus 24 and again plus 24. So that is 115 divided by 25, that is given summation of frequency. So it leads to 4.6, that is your mean value. Alright, so after part 3, in part B, what it says, Emma choose one word at random from the 25 words. Find the possibility that this word had 5 or 6 letters. So we the number of letters are either 5, this one, or 6, this one, right? So if she picks a 5 letter word, so the probability is 5, so that will be 5 divided by 25. Or if it's a 6 letter word, that means the frequency is 4, so it's 4 divided by 25, and 5 plus 4 leads to 9 divided by 25. You cannot simplify it, so that is your B part 1 answer, right? For B part 2, it says fewer than 9 letters. So fewer than 9 letters, if you observe that we don't have any letter that is greater than 9, so whatever letter she picks, it is fewer than 9, so the probability is 1, and that is your answer. All right, after that, part C. Peter choose one word at random from the 25 words. He then choose a second word at random from the remaining word. That means it is without replacement. Express each answer as a fraction. In its lowest term, find the possibility that both words had 6 letters. Alright. So the 6 letter words we have is 4. So the first letter he will pick, it will be 4 divided by 25. But for the second letter, it will be 3 divided by 24. Right. So 4 ones are 4, 4 6 are 24, 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 25 times 2, it will be 1 divided by 50, and that is your answer. After that, C part 2, right? One word had 2 letters and the other had 4 letters. Now the first thing you observe here, there is no restriction that the first letter had 2 letters or the second letter had 2 letters, right? So there are 2 possible cases. So let's start with, if the first one had 2 letters, so the possibility that the first one had 2 letters is 2, right? So 2 divided by 25, and the other letter had 4, so that will be 5 divided by 24. And there are 2 possible cases because the sequence is not fixed, right? He can either be either the first word had 4 letters or the second had 2 letters, or the first one had 2 letters and the second had 4 letters. So that's why we need to multiply it by 2. So now you can simplify it. 2 ones are 2, 2 twelves are 24, 2 ones are 2, 2 6 are 12, 5 ones are 5, 5 fives are 25. So the final answer is 1 divided by 5 6 are 30, and that is your answer. It's question number 6. In the diagram, A is the point 60. So I will highlight the point here. A is the point 6 comma 0. B is the point 0 and negative 4. OACB is a rectangle and M is the midpoint of BC, right? CA and AD are equal. Describe fully the symmetry of quadrilateral ODAB. Alright. So for first part, ODAB, it is its rotational symmetry. It says describe fully the symmetry. So we need to highlight the order first. Rotational symmetry. So order is 2, and center it will be 3 comma 0, right? 3 comma 0, the point that is just as the same direction of M. So that is the center point 3 comma 0, and order of symmetry is 2. So that is your first part answer, expressed as column vector CD. Alright, so now focus on the coordinates. The coordinate of B is -4, that means the coordinate y coordinate of C, it will be -4 as well, and the coordinate of x coordinate of A is 6, that means x coordinate of C, it will be 6 as well. Similarly, the x coordinate of C D, it will be 6, and the y coordinate, since the symmetry is 2, that means if this is 4 units, then this one, it will be 4 units as well. Alright, so now it talks about CD. So if you observe from C to D, so there is no change in x. So for x, I will write the column vector 0 because there is no change. But for y, you can see that 4 steps here and 4 steps here. So there is a total of 8 steps from C to D. So that is your first part answer. For OC, right? For O to C, So the vectors I've already highlighted, it's 6 and minus 4. So OC is 6 and negative 4. And for DO, alright, it's D to O, so it's minus 4 and minus 6 and minus 4. So D to A, it's minus 6 on the X and minus 4 on the Y. Alright, so now it says what type of triangle OCD? O, C and D. So OCD, it is a isosceles triangle because OD and OC both are same length. So I'm going to write the what type of triangle is isosceles. Alright, it's isosceles triangle. After that, the transformation P maps the rectangle OBCA onto the quadrilateral OBAD. It also maps, so that is shear. That part has been eliminated from your course. So it's here. We are not doing it because it is already exempted from CI. It's question number 7 from the topic mensuration. It says a wooden cuboid has length 20 by 7 by 4. You can see the dimensions. 3 hemispheres, each of radius 2.5, are hollowed out of the top of the cuboid to leave the block as shown. Calculate the volume of wood in the block. Alright, it says volume of wood. So for first part, we need to find out volume of cuboid first. So volume of cuboid, it's quite simple, that will be 20 into 7 into 4. Alright, so 20 into 4 is 80, 80 times 7 into 56, so it's 560 centimeter cube. That is the volume of cuboid. And now we need to find out the volume of hemisphere. So volume of hemisphere is 2 divided by 3 pi r cube. The value of radius is given, that is 2.5. So pi r cube, and since we are dealing with 3 hemispheres, so I need to multiply it by 3. 3 and 3 cancels. And the volume of 3 hemispheres is 98.18 centimeter cube, right? So you need to find out the volume of block only. So that will be 560 volume of cuboid minus volume of those hemispheres. So that will be equals to 461.8 centimeter cube, and that is your first part answer. Alright, so for next part, the 4 vertical sides are painted blue. Calculate the total area that is painted blue. So the painted blue area is this one, right? So it's 4 by 7. So 4 by 7, and this wall and this wall both are same, so you need to multiply it by 2 plus the front wall, it will be 20 by 4, right? 20 by 4, and again the front and back, it will be same, so 20 by 4 by 2. And now we need to add it. So 4 2s are 8, 8 7s are 56, plus 20 times 2 40, 44 times 160. So 160 plus 56, it's 216 centimeter square. That is your second part answer. For the third part, the inside of each hemispherical hollow is painted white. Alright, the flat part of the top of the block is painted red. Calculate the total area that is painted white. So for white, that is the first part. The curved surface area of hemisphere working formula is 2 pi r square, right? The value of r we have, it's 2.5, right? So we can calculate it. So 2.5 square times 2 and times 3.142, it gives you the value of 39.275, right? So we need to find total area. So we have 3 hemispheres, so I need to multiply it by 3. So the final answer, it will be 117.8 centimeter square. Alright, and for B part, it says the flat part of the top of the conical block is painted red. That means this one, right? So we need to find out the area of rectangle, and then we need to subtract the area of 3 circles. So area of rectangle, that is part B here, right? Area of rectangle, it will be what? The top area, it will be 20 by 7. Alright, so that is a top area, it's 20 by 7. And we need to subtract the area of these circles. So that will be pi, radius is what? 2.5 square. And how many circles we have? We have 3 circles. So now we need to simplify it. 20 times 7, it's 140 minus 2.5 square times 3 times 3.142, it's 58.9. With the you need to subtract these two. So 140 minus answer, that will be 81.1 centimeter square. That's 81.1 it is, right? So 81, oh sorry. Right, so 81.1, that is your second part answer. For part B, the volume of water in a container is directly proportional to the cube of its depth. So first we need to make the relation. Volume is directly proportional to cube of its depth, so it's d cube. So we can say that volume equals to k times d cube. This part is from the variation. When the depth is 12, so we have the value of d, that is 12. The volume is 576, so you can find out the value of k. That means 576 divided by 12 to the power cube. So you have the value of k, and that is equals to 1 divided by 3. Alright, now we need to move other part. For the first part, it says the volume when the depth is 6. So we know that we have this equation, right? We are going to use this one. We know that volume is equals to k is what? K is 1/3, 1 upon third, and d cube. That is our equation. And the depth is given at 6, so it will be 1 upon 3 and 6 to the power cube. So 6 power cube, it's 216 divided by 3, it leads to 72. So volume is 72 centimeter cube for the first part answer. For second part, it says the depth when the volume is 1300. Again, we are using the same equation. So it's 1300 equals to k is 1 upon 3 and d cube. So 1300 times 3, and we need to find out the cube root. So that will be 15.74. Right, we need to find a cube root, and then the answer will be 15.74, and that is the completion of this question. Right, at question number 9, it says in the diagram the point D lies on AC and N is the foot of perpendicular from C to BD. AB is 61, AD is 30, DC is 45, and angle BAC is 41. You need to find the length of BD in the first part, right? So BD is the total length, and that length can be found by using law of cosine, because these two lengths are given and angle is given, right? So for A part, the length of BD can be find out. So it will be 61 square plus 30 square minus 2 times 61 times 30 times cos 41. Alright, so we need to simplify. 61 square plus 30 square, it gives you 4621 minus cos 41 times 30 times 61 times 2, it will be 2762.23, right? So we need to simplify these two. It's 1858.76. on the left side we have BD square, right? That is law of cosine. Apply root on both sides. So the value of BD is 43.1, and the unit is in meters. So that is your first part answer. Next one. Show that correct to the nearest square meter the area of triangle BDA is 600. So for second part, BDA, the working formula for area is we need two sides, 61 and 30, and we need to find the angle between these two sides, right? So you can simplify it easily now. 40 sine 41 times 30 times 61 and divided by 2, it is 600.3, right? 600.3. so correct to the nearest square meter says, so that is why it will be 600 centimeter square. That is your area, and we need to show that. Part C. Explain why area of BCD and BDA is 3/2. We know that area of dissimilar triangles is area 1 upon area 2 equals to length 1 divided by length 2.
So we are going to use the same working formula. So BCD, the length we have is 45, and BDA, the length we have is 30. So you can simplify it. 15 threes are 45, 15 twos are 30. So that is your answer, and you need to show the same, right? For part D, calculate the area of triangle BCD. All right, so again the same working formula, area 1 divided by area 2 equals to 3 divided by 2. We have shown this expression. So area 1, that is area of triangle BCD, is unknown. Area 2, it is known, that is 600, and that will be, sorry, not multiply, equals to 3 upon 2. So 2 ones are 2, 2 300s, and area equals to 300 times 3, and leads to 900 centimeter square. That is your answer. Alright. After that, calculate the value of Cn. Alright. So for part E, we can use area equals to base into height, right? The value of area is 900, 1 upon 2. Base is the length of BD we had find in the first part, and it's 43.1, and height is unknown, that is the length of Cn, right? So now you can multiply it. So 2 900s are 1800, right, divided by 43.1, so it's 41.7. So the height is 41.7 and unit is meters. So that is your part E answer, right? For part F, the same points B, C, D and N lie on a sloping plane. The point E is 15 meter vertically above C. The points B, D and N lie on horizontal plane. Diagram to represent the information. Calculate the angle of elevation of C from N. So you need to find this angle here, C from N. Alright. So in your first figure, we have the distance of Cn, and that is 41.7, right? This one. We had find it, and here we have Cn as well, so it's 41.7, the height of Cn. And now you can easily find out the angle by using sine here. So let's suppose this angle N, it will be, let's suppose the angle is X. So that will be sine X equals to opposite divided by hypotenuse, right? So 15 divided by 41.7, it's 0.36, and you need to take the inverse of sine to find out the angle X. So sine inverse is 21.1. Alright, so X is 21.1 degree. That is your answer.
Question number 10 from algebra. It is given that y is 3x square minus 12 upon 5. First part, find the value of y when x is minus 3. So it's quite simple. You need to place x is equals to minus 3. So minus 3 square is 9 minus 12 divided by 5. 3 9s are 27 minus 12 divided by 5. 27 minus 12 is 15 divided by 5. It leads to 3, and that is your first part answer. For part B, find the value of x when y is 0. So place y is 0 equals to 3x square minus 12 divided by 5. When you shift 5 there, it will be 0. When you shift minus 12 here, it will be positive 12 equals to 3x square. 3 is multiplying, shift here is 12 upon 3, it's 4 equals to x square. Applying root on both sides, so x equals to plus minus 2, right? Keep in mind that in your question it says that find the values of x, so there must be more than one value. That is why we incorporate positive and negative sign. Alright, so that is your part B answer. For part C, for value of x in the range minus 3 till 2, write down the largest value of y. Alright, so y is equals to 3x square minus 12 divided by 5. So at which value of x we will get the maximum value? If we place x is minus 3, right? So minus 3 square, we have the value of x, y is 3. So let's suppose if we place x 2, so 2 square is 4, 3, 12, and it will be 0, right? At x is equals to 2, it will be 0. The largest value of y we can get when x is equals to 3,
and the largest value minus 3, sorry, and the largest value of y we had solved in the first part as well, it is equals to 3. The smallest value of y, so that is C part 2. Alright, so when you place x 0, so y is 3 times 0 minus 12 upon 5, so 3 into 0 0, and the smallest value of y is minus 12 upon 5, that is your both C part answers. Part D, express x in terms of y, so y is equals to 3x square minus 12 divided by 5. You need to make x the subject. For the first part you need to shift 5 here, so that will be 5y equals to 3x square minus 12. In the next part you need to shift 12 here, so that will be 5y plus 12 equals to 3x square. After that you need to shift 3, so that will be 5y plus 12 divided by 3 equals to x square, and at the last you need to apply root on both sides, so that will be x is equals to 5y plus 12 divided by 3. That is your D part answer. In part E, it says that it is also given that y equals to t minus 3 upon 2, where x is equals to t. Show that t satisfies the equation 6t square minus 5t minus 9 equals to 0. So if you observe the question, you have y here, right, and you have y here. So we need to equate these two. So that will be t minus 3 divided by 2, and I am going to place t here because it is given that x is equals to t. So now it will be 3t square minus 12 divided by 5. Now we need to do the cross multiplication. So 5 shift on the left side, it will be 5t minus 15 equals to 2 shift on the right side, it will be 6t square minus 12, 2s are 24, and now we need to arrange it. So it's 6t square plus 5t on the left side, right side minus 5t minus 24 as it is, and minus 15 on the right side plus 15 equals to 0. So now it's 6t square minus 5t minus 24 plus 15, it's minus 9 equals to 0, and you need to show that equation. And for the next part you need to apply quadratic here, so that will be x is equals to, sorry, not x, we have variable t now, so t equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4a is 6 and c is minus 9 divided by 2, 6 are 12. So we need to simplify it. 5 plus minus under root 25 minus minus plus 4, 6 are 24, and 24 into 9 is 216 divided by 12. You apply root sign, so that will be 5 plus minus 15.5 divided by 12. After simplification you will get two values of t, 1.7 and minus 0.88. That is your answer. Alright, question number 11 from the topic transformation. Diagram shows A, B, C and D. The single transformation P maps triangle A onto B. So if A transforms onto B, what is the transformation? So that is translation, right? And the vector of translation is minus 3 comma 0, because there is no change in y, and on x-axis we have shifted 3 steps to the left, that is why it's minus 3. So that is your first part answer. Part 2. The single transformation Q maps triangle A onto triangle C. Describe fully the transformation. So that is rotation. Alright, it's a rotation, and you can observe it's a 90-degree. Direction is anti-clockwise, and the center part is 0, 1. Alright, the center part is 0, 1. From this point, both points have same distance, right? After that, part 3. The reflection R maps triangle A onto triangle D. Find the matrix that represents the reflection. So if A shifts onto D, that means the line of reflection is y-axis, right? So for y-axis, what is the reflection matrix? X shifts onto minus 1 0 and y remains same, so it's minus 1 0 0 1. That is your part 3 answer. After that, the diagram shows the points E, F, G and H. An enlargement center E maps F onto G. Write down the scale factor. So firstly observe that F is on the right side, and after enlargement it is on the left side with respect to your center. That indicates that the scale factor is in negative, right? Now the distance of new point, it's 2 units, the distance of old point is 1 unit. That means the scale factor is -2. Write down the coordinates of image 0 comma 4. First I need to highlight the point 0 comma 4. This is the point, right? So this point with respect to this enlargement, if it's 1 unit, that means that it must be here, this one, right? So the coordinates after enlargement of this point is 3 comma 1. That is your answer. After that, part C, m is -1, -2, 3 and 4. Find the determinant of n. So for determinant, the working formula is AD minus BC. So if I apply the working formula, so it's A, B, C and D. So AD means it's -4 minus minus plus, 3 2s are 6, so the determinant is 2. First part, write down the inverse of m. So for inverse part, we need to find adjoint first, right? And for adjoint, we need to swap the places, so that will be 4 minus 1, minus 3 and positive 2. And now the inverse of m. So m inverse is, magnitude is what? It's 1 upon 2, and adjoint is what? It's 4 minus 3, 2 and minus 1. That is your m inverse. For part 3, it says mx is equals to 4 and minus 2. If you shift m on the right side, it will be m inverse multiplies with 4 and minus 2. You have the matrix m and its value is 4, 2, minus 3, minus 1 with 1 upon 2, and it multiplies with 4 and minus 2. So you can multiply these two matrices. So 4 4s are 16, minus 3 minus 2 is plus 6, 2 4s are 8, minus minus plus 2. Alright, so that will be 16 plus 6, 22, 8 plus 2, 10, and outside the matrix we have 1 upon 2. If you multiply 1 upon 2, so that will be 22 upon 2, 11, and 10 upon 2 is 5. So that is your final answer.